Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome back to Let's Play Star Wars Episode 1, Jedi Power Battles. This time we're going to Tatooine, where we kind of won a slave boy over in some race, and now we have to protect him at all costs. And look at that, when he gets hit, he jumps like he's in a frickin' Warner Brothers cartoon. Well, maybe it might be a better thing if they let him die. You're not going to get for this game if he ends up getting killed. It might be better on our part if he dies, if you know what the future holds for him. Tatooine seem that bad, actually. Sometimes he's an idiot and he gets stuck behind that wall. You see right there, he's just jerking around behind that wall, not knowing where to run. I had to reset this level a bunch of times because he gets stuck behind there. It didn't really happen much in this play, but sometimes he does get stuck there. And what's worse is these sand people, they're big guns, these large gun sand people, they have powerful guns. And the problem is, they're actual bullet weapons, so you can't deflect them with your lightsaber. You can block them with your lightsaber, but you can't actually deflect their bullets with your lightsaber, which makes them actually very challenging, actually. More challenging than battle droids, believe it or not. Makes them some of the most challenging enemies in the game. Oh, and look at this Jawas. I knew there was something of these Jawas. I thought Jawas just stole droids, unless they think Mace Windu's a droid or something like that. You know, they say the name of their favorite escape artist, Houdini, and then they take their things out and they stun the droids. The good thing is you can actually deflect their shots with your lightsaber. I didn't realize Jawas are this hostile. No wonder why they sell droids that break so much. And they try to pull stuff up on the Owen Lars, and when he got his nephew Luke to buy some droids, look at that, they just keep shooting at you like that, and look at that, these guys are ruthless. I wonder what, and maybe the Trade Federation should hire people like this to be their soldiers, and if they were still like this when the Empire existed, maybe they should have replaced the droids with these guys rather than stormtroopers, even though that's not exactly what happened, but that's how one person that reviewed this game put it. So, as you see here, ooh, look at that, we just ran to a landmine. Ooh, it's a good thing they didn't blow us up, but looks like it stunned us, because these Jawas, they're all about stunning people rather than blowing them up. And apparently, they stole our hyperdrive. How could they steal a hyperdrive? They didn't show. That's kind of hard to steal a hyperdrive. Apparently a hyperdrive's like invisible or something like that. Like he's some sort of black magic on it, and Anakin's gonna go in and try to recover it. There's supposed to be some voice acting of Jake Lloyd saying they got our hyperdrive. For some reason there was voice acting when I played through this game. I don't know, or very little of it. There was some, like when the Queen was saying, "Help! Help me!" And these sand people still make their sounds. You're like, I don't know what kind of language I try to describe those sounds. Sounds more like a dying cow or something like that. Like that kid I knew in school that would hide in a room, and he would say something like, and he would make dying cow noises, and he'd blame it on the Mexicans afterwards. I wonder what kind of logic that is. And do Mexicans give us dying cows or something like that? I don't know. I've never been to Mexico before, so I wouldn't know. And I don't plan on ever going to Mexico either, so, that's just how it is. So you got our long Schwartz upgrade again. Oh, it's gone now. So it makes our Schwartz stick out longer, so we could fight off more of these guys, more of these sand people, these sand bug people, man guy thingies. I don't know what you call them exactly. I wonder what kind of species they are and what kind of, I've seen them on The Mandalorian before. I mean, The Mandalorian deals with them sometimes. So, yeah. And now you see here we're going to come across, oh no, it's not yet. You see there's a bunch of them hiding around waiting to shoot. Good thing you have a lot of health in this game too. You're not weak. It's not like in some of those Mega Man X games where you get killed in like a few hits, which realistically speaking, you probably would get killed in a few hits, unless you're Superman or something like that, but no, we're not Superman. I don't know, maybe Jedi or more. I mean, and what kind of contradicts Jedi logic in this game is it's been established in some of the Star Wars movies that Jedi could jump from such great heights and land on the ground and still be able to run and fight and be uninjured pretty much. But in this game, if you jump from a great height and fall, you break your neck pretty much and you die pretty much in this game. That's the logic of this game. Jedi can't just fall from great heights. But again, it kind of makes sense considering the fact that in the movies, lightsabers can cut through anything, but in this game, lightsabers can't seem to cut through everything. That's why battle droids put up such a big fight against you in this game. And all these other enemies, if lightsabers in this game really were accurate to how they were in the movies, you'd be able to fight off, enemies easy. It'd be an easy task, just go and fight. I mean, it might even be a little too easy. And also, some of the Jedi, like Obi-Wan is Butterfingers a lot of time. He can't really grab onto the sides of walls, and Mace Windu does it perfectly fine, but Obi-Wan has trouble grabbing onto the sides of edges. Sometimes that's really painful. The Coruscant level just coming up next, but good thing we're not playing as Obi-Wan, so as good as these weird things keep giving us a lot of trouble. And this is what I really don't like about this game. These abysmal jumps. If you get shot, you fall to your death. And if you have to, have very precise jumping, even Zelda games don't make you do precise jumping like this, and those games are pretty complex. So it's gonna hide here for a bit and just let them then block off their shots. That's what sucks, is that you can't deflect their shots. You actually have to jump over there and fight them yourself, and they could shoot you and make you fall to your death. That's what's so, abysmal about this. This whole game is abysmal in a lot of areas, and this level's especially one of them. But if you think this is bad, the next level's gonna be even worse. Coruscant. Heck, in the movie, nothing even really happened on Coruscant except just talk about boring stuff like, oh, there's a phantom menace going around that's causing pain and suffering in the galaxy. We need to do something. The Sith might be back. That's all that really happened in the movies, and a bunch of our boring political bureaucratic nonsense. Don't we all hate bureaucrats? It's bad enough we deal with them in real life. Now we have to deal with them in Star Wars. It's even worse, we have to deal with bureaucrats in Star Wars. Why can't we just abolish bureaucrats in general? Like what they did with lawyers in Back to the Future Part 2. So you see here is more of them are just ganging up. I feel have to fight all of them off. It's actually making me seem more like a peacemaker than a soldier if I just don't fight them all off. Then again, Jonathan Archer once said, real men are not peacemakers. Real men are conquerors. Maybe I should be a real man and become a conqueror. And so here I am. And just fighting off these, fighting them off, pretty much conquering them, taking over the world. We should just send troops over here to just, to pretty much liberate Tatooine, liberate the world. Never talk much about that. Kind of like when America had the Indian Wars or something like that. And they should have the Indian Wars too, where they should go to war to India and fight against the tech support scammers, like the kind that Lewis Tech constantly fight against. Those evil scammers that deceive people for money. And to see people for money, they trick people into paying like hundreds and hundreds of dollars for that. I hate those scammers. I really wish I could do some scam baiting, some scam fighting. Would you guys like to see that? Ray Phoenix fighting against scammers? I'd like to see that. I'd pay money to watch that. Only you don't pay money to watch it because it's on YouTube. So yeah, it will be free. So you could watch me go against some scammers. I'd love to do that. I'd love to do some scam fighting. I still want to see scammers go against Windows Server 2003. And that might actually be possible to do that without a virtual machine inside a virtual machine, because Windows Server 2003 runs on the same source code that Windows XP ran on, and Windows XP is, or at least last time I checked, Windows XP is still supported by a lot of the tech support scammers. So yeah, you probably could use Windows Server 2003 against the tech support scammers, and it probably would work. But if not, you could just do virtual machine within a virtual machine. And Windows Server 2003 is a lot newer than a lot of the other versions of Windows that people use in virtual machine inside virtual machine, like Windows 95 or Windows 98. Or I also want to see them fight against Windows NT 4.0, but something tells me that this is going to have the same thing as Windows 95 or Windows 90. It's going to say, oh, sorry, we don't support Windows 98 or something like that. The reason why I use virtual machine inside virtual machine is because the tech support scammers, they're the support log me, and they have so you can log in and control your computer. It doesn't support those old versions of Windows, and you're not gonna. So you'll have to use like a newer version of Windows that supports that, and then show them the virtual machine to trick them into thinking that's your computer. And of course, the golden rule of fighting these scammers is you never let a scammer take control of your host OS. You never do that. You never let a scammer do that. I've heard of people who have been scammed by scammers. A lot of people have. Scammers tried to take over a company once nearby me a few years ago, and they had to get the IT to come in and, solve the problem. I think they should make a Star Wars movie where they fight against scammers. Oh wait, they already did, and we're playing the game of it right now, because this game kind of is a movie. I mean, the movie kind of is about scams. The Trade Federation is just a big scam, and the Jedi are having to fight against them, and, it's kind of what this is. Even Mr. Plinkett even referred to it as that when the guy is going to become the Emperor sometime in the future, the mystery villain in the Phantom Menace. And then Mr. Plinkett describes him as, so this is the guy running this scam. These guys that run the scams. I agree with Lewis Tech. I think we should do something about, the scammers. We should fight against them. I have to refer to Lewis Tech's elaborate plan, or compare Lewis Tech's elaborate scam fighting plan to Harry Truman's, plan to rebuild the economy of Western Europe. Like the Truman Doctrine. That's exactly what he's like. Kind of is like the modern day Harry Truman, but it's with scammers and, fighting the scammers kind of thing. I think we could pull this off. We could defeat these scammers, make scamming people a thing of the past. And now I think we're getting towards a boss fight. We're gonna go back to the prehistoric times. A long time ago, back when dinosaurs still ruled the world. This boss is kind of annoying. You don't even not really kill him. Really, he doesn't even have a real health bar. Just hit him a few times, but it's only when he gives you the chance to hit him, which doesn't happen very often. We're gonna try to spend most of your time just watching him roll around in a ball like Sonic the Hedgehog. It's gonna make those Indiana Jones boulders come down on you, and you have to wait there wada 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 wada. You have to wait here for that. Yeah, this is kind of boring. I'm gonna cut some of this out. This is kind of a boring. Look at that. I thought he could hit him for a second. This is this is like a boring. It's not even the real boss. It's like a mini boss. It's not even a real actual boss. There's a boss fight at the end of this level. You probably guess almost pretty much every level of this game has a boss of some sort at the end. So this game's very bossy. It's filled with bosses. Like you're not the boss of me now kind of thing. They're all filled with bosses. Kind of like the Mega Man games. Like the Mega Man games have bosses at the end of every level or end with some sort of boss battle kind of thing. But that's Mega Man. I don't know if they're trying to necessarily copy Mega Man. I think other games have had bosses at the end too. I remember Super Star Wars games had a lot of bosses at the end. And I'm pretty sure Castlevania or games like that had a lot of bosses at the end. I don't know. It's been a long time since I last played a Castlevania game. I almost got a Castlevania game on the Game Boy Advance once, but, I never did. Like a lot of other stuff I never got as a kid, but I'm not complaining. I got plenty of stuff. Even right now, I kind of have an overabundance of stuff. You'll see my DVD collection video coming up soon, and you'll see why I don't need any more physical, material things. And like I said, I'm going back to school next month, and I already came up with a bunch of other things to keep myself busy. So I'll be busy because my region's going under lockdown again sometime soon. So yeah, I'll be stuck indoors all day, every day. This always happens every winter. I spend so much time staying inside, doing nothing. I become an old hermit. Before you know it, by the time the season's over, I'm gonna have a large beard, and I'm gonna be like, oh, what time is it? I slept for a long time. What time is it? Is The Rock president yet? Do monkeys rule the world yet? What's happening? That's what it's always like. I kid. I do follow the news. I do watch the news. I'm not necessarily a fan of the news. The news used to be more entertaining, but now all they were talking about on the news is misfortunes that happen to people. Stuff like, like deaths from illnesses or sicknesses or gang violence or, well, not really gang violence. It's like, like crimes or things like that, like simple crimes, like scam crimes I was talking about the other day. Yeah, that's kind of all the news is. I don't even like the news anymore. I don't get how William Shatner can be a newsaholic. He watches news all the time, and I've seen other people too. They're like newsaholics. They just watch the news 24/7. They just watch CNN 24/7. I don't know how anyone could do that. Anyone could watch CNN 24/7. And again, some people could say, how do you stay up all day and watch YouTube videos all day? Isn't there other stuff to do better than watch, YouTube videos? Well, a lot of people watch YouTube all day. YouTube is life for a lot of people. YouTube is existence itself for a lot of people in the modern developed world. So, yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense. So I picked up some health, picked up some force, you see there. I think we're going to have to recover the hyperdrive soon. Oh yeah, I think we did. Yeah, we already did. What am I talking about? So yeah, we're gonna go and fight the boss. Let's see who it is. Oh crap, it's that Phantom Menace guy over there. Got him, hit him. Mace Windu's actually an awesome lightsaber duelist. He has this cool move where he just makes the lightsaber magically fly around. Like he's a freaking character on VeggieTales or something like that, where they don't have arms or legs, but yet they can magically make stuff fly in there. I have a religious friend that's never heard of VeggieTales before. He's religious and he's never heard of VeggieTales before. I thought everyone in the religious world knew what VeggieTales was. I'm not religious at all. I don't even have a real religion, and I used to watch VeggieTales a lot back when I was a kid. So you see, you don't have to have a real religion to watch VeggieTales. When they aired on NBC, They even edited that, censored out all the religious references when they aired on Cubo on NBC. And yet NBC is the same network that airs some movie about, about crucifixion, something like Mel Gibson's Crucifixion of the Cucumber or something like that. That was on The Simpsons one time. And yeah, The Simpsons has a lot of religious comedy. I recently came up with some kind of religious comedy thing where my characters Jason and Mason are forced to go to church on Sunday because of some legal order. Yeah, I make fun of that a lot. The church is in a monster truck rally too. Yeah, so that's the end of this level pretty much. This is Ray Phoenix signing out.